Good morning. Today we are beginning the book of Judges. And in Judges chapter 1, we see the tribes of Israel fighting against those Canaanites that remain in the land. In the book of Joshua, we saw Israel go into the promised land. They drove the people out. But in this chapter, we'll see that some of the Canaanites remained. And you'll read about their successes. Towards the end of the chapter, you'll read about where they failed to drive out the Canaanites. Let me just mention a couple of things. You'll read all these different names, and when you read a chapter with all these different city names, the tendency might be just to read right past it. But if you have a Bible that has maps in the back, like this, I guess I've consulted the map so often it has fallen out of my Bible. It's helpful to find the geographic location as you're reading. And if you ever go with me to Israel, we will visit many of the cities you see mentioned in here, and you begin to see it in your mind. A couple of things for application today. I noticed that Judah, the tribe of Judah, asks the tribe of Simeon to go with us. Go with us and help us fight in our territory. Then we'll go with you and help you fight in your territory. We saw the same thing last week in Joshua chapter 1 when the Reubenites and the Gadites and the half-tribe of Manasseh, who all live on the east of the Jordan River, they were asked to go fight with the other tribes to take the land on the west of the Jordan River, even though they would not live there. Why would they cooperate? Because even though there were 12 tribes in Israel, they were still Israel. Many tribes, but they were one nation. And don't you think it would be healthy if churches, which all have their different buildings and locations and denominations, wouldn't it be healthy if we viewed ourselves, instead of as various churches, as the people of God? We are one family. We're going to share one heaven together. And if there were more cooperation among churches, as there was cooperation among the tribes, it would be a very healthy thing. One more application for you on the day. Have you ever wondered why, if God gave them the promised land, why did they have to go fight for it? If it's a gift, it's a gift. Just take it. So many times in life, faith requires action on our part. In the devotion last Thursday, remember when the Israelites went through the Jordan River to go begin taking the promised land? When did the river stop up so they could walk on dry land? It happened the moment the priests put their feet in the water. The Red Sea just split. If I've got Pharaoh chasing me and the Red Sea split, I'm going through. But the Jordan River only stopped when they put their feet in the water. In other words, sometimes you've got to get your feet wet if you want to experience God's blessing. Faith invariably requires action on our part. So whatever it is in your life, God's given you a promise. What are you doing? How are you working towards that? If you'll pray like it all depends on God, because it does, and then work like it all depends on you, miracles will happen. And even though it's Monday, one day after Easter, I want you to remember Christ is still risen. He still lives in our hearts, and that should make all the difference. Have a great day.